Okay, everybody, this will be our last video, I believe, for a little bit. We are looking at the Steve Jobs book. Today's been a interesting day because I know some things are evolving out there on the internet without me knowing it. So this is actually the energy of what the world is up to without, let's see, how can I explain it? The veil is being lifted. So the veil was putting people into a false sense of reality, of a perception of existence that wasn't real while everyone was suffering underneath, for long-term effects into the future, where it would be an upheaval of our democracy to create it so that the elite and the celebrities could have the middle-class energy of light and joy. However, if you're in the upscale classes of the elites and a celebrity, you have a responsibility. You chose that path for yourself. You chose that path. You have a responsibility to uphold high morals and ethics and to figure out ways to better yourself in confidence and esteem, to deliver to audiences on education and not pretend. However, they're all pretending. They all base it off of praise. That's all they base it off of. Specifically speaking to the women. And men, you are responsible for that shit because you're the ones giving them the praise, such as what we saw with Matthew McConaughey standing on a stage with his weird-ass wife walking over to Kim Kardashian to whisper something in her ear, which was more evidence based on what Matthew McConaughey looked like. And what the wife did with Kim Kardashian. So she tried to take out Matthew McConaughey. The wife did. Because that was a step down for his career, for that wife to walk over to Kim Kardashian. Think about that for a moment, folks. A beloved actor that we've supported his entire career, and still do support, by the way, Matthew McConaughey. However, they are literally trying to close his business down, which is basically our entertainment, so that the wife can create an online brand and no one's interested in anything that Kim Kardashian or that woman have to say. Meanwhile, Matthew McConaughey writes a book called Greenlight. A top, I would say, a bestseller with real valuable information, as I've read 3/4 of it. I don't know why I didn't read the last fourth, but I did read almost all of it. You know probably why. It was hard to miss Financial Guru in 2008 and 2009. No, we're not reading that one. Because I don't want to talk about Susie Orman. A person who is an example of a person that's educated, who has a gimmick. Honestly, I don't really know Susie very well, but I can only assume her name is Susie. I'll have to ask Tom Cruise. Why would you give financial advice when you're not good at finances or that you were born into money? Dave Ramsey, what do you think about Susie Orman? He says no. You want someone like Dave Ramsey communicating to you about money, because money is a rocky situation for all people. It is. That's another conversation. Anyway. It's like this. Another way to add zip to your language is to create analogies, comparing an idea or a product to a concept of product familiar to your audience. When Steve Jobs shook up the market with an introduction of an entirely new product, he went out of his way to compare the product to something that was widely understood. Because you're not intelligent, you're mere mortals. Commonly used and well known, here are some examples. See, the old way that we used to communicate was human to human, and now you're all acting very strange. It's like not normal. Not normal. I could literally sit on a stage and have a normal conversation with an audience because I've been the student and I've been the person standing in front of a room. However, whatever this shit is that's going on that these bitches try to create for all of us is what we're fighting against. We do not want to live in clouds, foggy brain. People don't want to live like that. It makes you sick to your stomach. It's like being on a roller coaster ride your entire existence. So that they can feel something inside because they're that dead. That's what happens when you have too much money and you don't care about people. All they want to do is look at themselves in the mirror and do their hair and makeup. And then you all stand there and you go, wow, they're so pretty, Paloma. Because that's the future for Paloma. Unless she comes to my house. Well, Paloma, you're so cute. You're so pretty. Wow, that's really intelligent. Go do whatever you want, Paloma. And then all of a sudden, she's another Charlie D'Amelio. Or that, even worse, that little girl with the weird fucking hair. Taylor Biggs. Or a Jazzy. Imagine what it took for a parent to raise that shit. Suck a duck, bitch. That fucking shit's nasty. And she's only, 9 years old? And she already belongs in jail. She thinks she's like 45 years old. She's like, oh my God, oh God. I cannot believe you wore that outfit. This is so amazing. So that actually shows you all of their personalities. Because where do you think she learned it from? Kristen Cavallari, Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner. That's embarrassing shit. It's amazing that North turned out like she did, but it must be the Ye part of the Kim Ye. Apple TV is like a DVD player for the 21st century. Apple TV is like a DVD player. iPod Shuffle is smaller and lighter than a pack of gum. You must have gotten the imagery and the feeling in your hands. That's how they manifest. But they do it collectively. So they all get together on the Zoom call and they say, this is what you're going to think about. And then I have to battle it and then show you reality. So you tell me if that's evil or if that's part of the game. That's illegal. That's called, you want a gas chamber for all the Jewish people? That's what Hitler did. You're not very good at it, though, because they can't keep their brain on one path. iPod is the size of a deck of cards. Did you visualize it? That's how they manifest. However, they attach it to greed, gluttony, and shallow behavior. They only have intention for themselves. So they'll tell you they want to help people and shit, but only in occurrence to get what they need and get what they want. How can you not fucking see how wrong this shit is? How can you not see how wrong this shit is? And they learn it in meditation with the Rewire Your Brain shit with Joe Dispenza. So you agree to that. You're like, yeah, a iPod is the size of a deck of cards. You say, yes, it is. And then you manifest it with them. You either look at it for a second and then walk away and you're not interested, but you still made it in an energy click. Or you really agree to it because you want it, or you want, I don't know, something about the connections longer because you linger in that space. And then attach it to money, finances, and not knowing who you are, and insecurities, and trying to look cool, and fitting in, and all the other shit. And then make sure you take a look at Marianne Williamson and spirituality. So I think Mona Van is a piece of shit and she belongs in jail. Donald Trump needs to have a conversation with her.